But what's happening now, what we're seeing more and more of, is the USDOJ. It's reaching its arm into the UK now. So US laws are being applied to people who live in the UK. So you've got Julian Assange, who is a publisher, imprisoned. Business.
Yeah.
Extradition at the behest of the USDOJ. You've got this extradition treaty that was rushed through in the way of 9/11 has now been abused by the USDOJ to sort of grab whoever they want out of the UK at the cost of the US taxpayer. The UK taxpayer. The UK taxpayer is actually paying the US lawyers in Julian's case. So there's this
that's outrageous.
It's totally lopsided extradition treaty. And when the UK wants to extradite someone, say, in relation to the death of Harry Dunn and Secoulis, an American, the Americans refuse. So there's this totally lopsided treaty that has been exploited by the USDOJ, which you so kindly described earlier.
Yeah, well, I regard them as a completely corrupt institution. In this case, and as I said, those statistics about the odds you're up against when you're in a federal courthouse in the United States, are you basically concerned that if the judge goes along with this and your brother winds up on a plane from Heathrow to Washington, that's a one-way ticket and he's not going to be coming back?
Yeah, well, that's why, Julian's extradition was rejected on January 4th. He won his case. The magistrate found that the sentence for Julian. And she even cited Epstein's case, how he was, Epstein was allowed to commit suicide in prison. So that's
a polite way of putting it, yeah.
That's what we're afraid of.
And there've been other cases too where they have failed to protect prisoners in their custody. This is, as you say, a lot of this super favourable extradition arrangements came up in the wake of 9/11 and the idea of them was that if there was some terrorist guy on the other side of the planet, you'd be able to extradite him and put him in an American prison. But it actually seems to be being used for all kinds of other purposes. Do you actually think that any British or Commonwealth judge or anybody in the EU should be extraditing to this dirty, stinking, rotten, corrupt pseudo-justice system?
No, not at all. I think what British lawmakers need to really review this extradition treaty and make it more balanced and fair, because the USDOJ can, or any accusations that it makes can't be analysed in a British court. So it can make the most outlandish allegations and request an extradition, and those allegations cannot be argued in the courts in Britain or wherever these extradition treaties exist. So I think they need to be reviewed and updated, so that these sorts of things don't keep happening to UK citizens or Europeans.